Is CPI the new NFP? Movements that have been happening in the past few times have been crazy. NFP has lost a bit of traction. CPI has quite gained a lot of weight. I had a student who flipped a 1,500 account to 50,000 account just trading CPI. To find out more, stick around with me on this video. Let's figure out if NFP is the new CPI. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, there you go, Andy Czar. There's VS, there's VSOP, and there's EXO, and I'm the EXO of Forex, king of price action. If you didn't know that, you are the only one in here who don't know. What's Gucci, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit that like button and please subscribe. So basically, guys, today I had one of the best testimonials ever, but there are quite millions of them, but this one stands out. I had a student who flipped 1,500 account to 50,000 only trading core CPI. So in this video, what you're gonna learn is how his core CPI became NFP. I don't know if I was the only one who's been noticing this, but in the background of my back testing and stuff like that, I came to realize that NFP is no longer as volatile as before. So I'm also gonna be giving you guys one tip, if not two, of how to trade fundamentals, especially NFP or CPI. So guys, here's what went through before everything happened. So I was with my students. I actually had confirmed to them that, guys, today we're looking for gold buys, right? Today we're looking for gold buys out of actually viewing the dollar index, which is the secret behind why I'm able to trade CPI and NFP, because they are dollar related news. So with that being said, me and my student, I told him that I'm actually trading gold. I am trading US30, but what he did was like, okay, what are we looking for in US30? I confirmed him the buys. So when I confirmed him the buys, this is what actually happened.
One thing about me, guys, my students will always be my biggest flex. Listen to this.
Yeah, I get it.
This was 10 a.m. today.
I'll tell you. I was looking at gold, and gold is buying.
I already gave it gold on gold, right? And then he wanted US30.
Bless up, bro. I appreciate you so much, man. Because right now I'm looking at US30 because that's the one.
So after he said that, I said I think buys as well, but I don't like CPI.
Confirmed him the buys, and boom, he comes back to me. 50,000 out of 1.5.
And then guess what, guys? CPI hits. My student managed to make 52,000 from 1.5 because of me confirming that US30 will be buying and gold will also be buying. One of my biggest flexes will always be my student, guys. Don't play with me.
He funded 1.5 and flipped it to 50,000. Bear in mind, guys, this student just recently joined 5 days ago to my company. Just joined me 5 days ago, and already he has started. He made back his bag. This automatically shows that, guys, if you are passionate, dedicated to what you want to achieve, you're gonna actually succeed with it, especially if you have me on your side, because I'll be there for guiding and stuff like that. So I hope that, guys, really does make sense, and for the fact that you notice how small pieces can actually change your life by just taking a step of joining and having a good mentor that would have you right on the right path. I have a student right now who made back 10 times the money they paid for my lessons and for my mentorship, and they made 50,000. This is crazy. I had another one again, guys. He made 10,000, made it back, like point blank period. There's a lot of them, but I won't be showing anything. This was the biggest one who flipped it big. So in the next episode, I'll be featuring the other ones that still do it small. This is a continuous journey. So without any further waste of time, guys, let's get to the tips of trading fundamental. Let's go. Okay, guys and girls, so basically a lot more people underestimate the power of both of these things I'm about to show you guys right now, of which people don't want to be guided towards going to trade the market, but they think analysis and technicals are fortunate enough for you to understand what might be possible to happen. Yes, they could guide you through what the market could do, but they don't guide you basically on the next movement. You can't be able to have a high prediction or to say a high probability without some certain type of confirmation. So take these two tips, because these tips are actually actually the ones that make me help and master trading fundamentals, especially as well. It's the same thing that happened with my student that flipped a 1.5 to 50,000 rand. So without any further ado, guys, okay, tip number 1, the dollar index. So a lot more people, guys, they quite underestimate the power that the dollar index has. And I've been seeing this since my past years of being trading, that a lot of people don't really pay attention to what the dollar index directs them to. So for an instance, let's take a look at this. So I'm about to show you how we kill CPI. So as you can see over here, guys, we have a trend right there. And if we can look at the top right there, we possibly have another trend right there. And then we have another trend right there. So a lot of y'all would understand that CPI happened a few days back, right? Which was on Thursday, around 15:30. And then I remember, let's go to a 1 hour time frame. On an hourly time frame, I remember seeing this as an inverse head and shoulders. I remember seeing this as an inverse head and shoulders, of which, yes, it was definitely it. But I had this over here as a safety guard to what might possibly happen, right? But in total overall, I never neglect what happens left, because guys, remember something. I always say, guys, don't forget to look left, because left is there to guide you of what might happen. So as I was looking left, I came to figure out that we also have a very high sensitive area over here, of which a lot of people quite neglected it because they're already seeing this total movement that could go up until the top right there. If you can look at it, people were seeing that it might go up until the top, of which we don't blame them for actually thinking like that, but for the fact that you neglecting what might be possible to happen. That is the reason why in most of my trades or most of my analysis, I cater for probabilities and I also cater for possibilities, because possibilities are there to guide you of how to be careful, not to just focus on the probability. So that's what happens the minute the market gets here. The minute the market gets here, I'm like, a lot more people are quite neglecting this area over here, and I don't want to neglect it because it has a lot of touches and a lot of respect to it. If you can look at it, I was also anticipating this to be the 6th touch on that area. So automatically I had my student asking me, hey Andy, what are you trading? I told him I'm trading gold. And the main reason I was trading gold is because of this. So the main reason I was trading gold was because of this entry. So basically what happened was the fact that I knew that the market just had an impulse, had a correction, impulse again, correction, and I was anticipating a continuation. If you can look at this candle that was formed over here, this candle was formed, let's go to 1 hour time frame, to an hourly time frame. This candle was formed the minute CPI was out at 15:30. So immediately for me, this was a buy stop. I used my orders because I've been telling you guys, never underestimate the power that orders has, because they can quite save you from a lot. So what happened was the market pushed up until there and somewhere about. So the same day as CPI happened, I had told my student, you know what, the reason why I'm in buys with gold is because I'm seeing a correction, and this correction is quite corresponding with what I've seen on the dollar index, of which what I've seen in the dollar index is the fact that there might be a high chance the dollar might be weak. This means anything which is XXX USD will be selling, and anything which will be USD XXX will be buying. So if you can look at this, gold is XAU USD. So I knew it would be buying. And then with him, I had to confirm US 30. So the main reason I had confirmed to him US 30 was because if you can look at this is an hourly time frame, this is what I've seen, guys. So a lot more people quite catered for this area over here. A lot more people catered for this area right here. And now most of them, they actually assumed this is actually what's going to happen. But for me, it didn't quite make sense. How is a trend going to be like this? You know, guys, somehow the market gotta make sense in a way that we all understand. But if you can cater for here, it does really make sense, because we might look at it in a way that the US 30 is probably creating another trend and stuff like that, which is higher highs and higher lows. Not really much of this breakout that people thought it's happening over here, right? Not really much of the breakout that I thought it's happening right there. So if you can look over here, it is the US 30 USD. So this means the US 30 is against the dollar. So I knew for a fact that the dollar will be weak on US 30. So US 30 had to buy. That is the reason I said to my student, I think it's buys, because if you can look at this right here, down there, over here, you could figure out it's written 1530. So this candlestick was 1530. So I confirmed to him these were buys. Why? Not because I know a lot about the market, but it's the fact of understanding liquidity of actually what's happening on the dollar index. If it wasn't about the guidance I got from the dollar index, I wouldn't be able to actually spot this type of thing. Why? Because remember, fundamentals is more of gambling, but at the same time, if you have your technicals up and ready, then you are more destined to make everything work out, right? So this is how I confirmed the US 30. And now back to the dollar index. So on the dollar index as well, if you've seen, guys, I've catered for this. So automatically as well, this came to really of my attention that I figured out that the market is going to do something of this nature. Because remember, I always say, guys, a breakout rather gotta be impulsive than corrective. That's actually when it becomes more valuable. But if you can look at this price over here, understanding pure price action, you would have figured out that this was as well an impulse and this was a correction, and we had expected a continuation to the downside. So you don't really much be shocked when the market actually does such things. You're gonna understand the pure price action is the best, guys. So that's tip number one. Never underestimate the power of what the dollar index could give you and direct you to do. Tip number two, entries. The main reason is we all know that news is part of gambling, right? No matter how much we try to make it sound like it's cool and say this and this and that, it's not like that. News, it's pure gambling. Like, you are gambling, you thinking that the market will actually go at the top or at the bottom, unless you know what you gotta do, right? So in this instance, I'm gonna explain it with the entries I gave to myself and the entry I had for myself. So let's start first with US 30. So with US 30, how do you go about trading US 30? So in this instance, as you have seen, that I've said that when the market go here, I already saw that the market is building a new trend. And when the market is building a new trend, I had to look on the left. So the minute I looked left, I had to figure out that we are on a zone of which is very high sensitive. So in instance, if I was to cater for most recent touches, you would figure out if I cater from here, if I just cover this, you would notice that we possibly have our pure touch right there, our second pure touch right there, our third pure touch right there, and adjusting the market quite proper, we would have our pure touch over here. So in total overall, I told them to make use of orders. Why? Because we all seeing a buy, and we all know that when trading news, we risk a lot. And for the fact that we risk a lot, we know we open big lot sizes, right? We open big lots, we just high leverage, right? So instead of immediately executing thinking it's a buy, we better have either a buy limit or a buy stop. It's either you want to catch it when it begins over here, or you want to catch it when it starts moving proper over there. So the difference between a buy limit is an order of which, let's assume the market is moving in this type of nature, and then you automatically think when the market gets here, it's going to buy, right? When the market gets here, it's going to buy. So you're gonna put in your buy limit over here. The main reason is because buy limit is for reversals, right? So you are actually saying the market will drop till here, and when it gets here, it's gonna reverse and go to the top. That's what the buy limit is for. And then we have what we call a buy stop. A buy stop is for continuations. Let's assume the market actually it's moving in this type of nature, right? As the market is moving in this type of nature, you say if the market breaks this level over here, if the market breaks this level over there and crosses above, this will be a buy. So you would place your buy stop somewhere right about here, so that the market, when it triggers you in, it continues with you to the upside. So that's the difference between a buy limit and a buy stop. A buy stop is for continuations, a buy limit is for reversals. So you're saying when the market bounces to this, it's gonna start buying. And then here, you're saying if the market breaks above, it's gonna continue buying. So that's what's happening. So I told them, okay guys, so here, for people who wanna be safe, so let's basically use our buy limit over a level price of which is the previous sensitive area, right? The previous sensitive area being this price level over here. So if you have placed your buy limit over here, you could have been triggered by the market in, and then the market would have went with you up, right? But if you feel like you don't want to stand that, you just want to be more safer than at high risk, you might as well put your buy for in case the market decides to now start buying and go to the top, we know it is going with you. Because something risky about a buy limit, guys, this is something that could have happened, right? About a buy limit, the market, as you see, done that, right? The market could have taken our buy limit and started going with us down, right? But if we use the buy stop and the market done that, we would know that we are safe. You know, it's an impulse correction and continuation. If the market dropped, we were still safe because our buy stop was over there, right? But as well, it's still safe to catch an entry where it starts so that you can call yourself a sniper trader or stuff like that. Anything that you could call your name. And your guys have millions and millions of names, so I don't really quite pay them attention. And then that's how it actually happens. So you use your orders when trading news. That's my best advice, guys. I won't lie to you. Use your orders when trading news. Don't try now to want to execute immediately. Nah. Otherwise, hey guys, you poop on yourself. So going to my entry. So with my entry, guys, as you can actually see right now, I'm having gold right here. I had my buy stops over there. Why? Because I felt like the correction is done acting up, because remember now we have first, second, and third. So in my head, I was like, the safest entry would be for me to use a buy stop, because if I was to use the buy limit, it doesn't really quite make sense because the market is actually done with the correction. And now it's now prepared to go to the top. So that's how I had to catch this move. With mine, it's quite simple, but these are just the entries type that I actually recommend in most of the times, because they would help you to actually gain a lot of confidence, and then actually they will make you more safer than actually if you execute immediately. Because if you execute immediately, you might end up losing a big buck, and it's gonna be quite tricky for you. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you're gonna use these two tips because they'll actually help you a lot. Tip number one, the dollar index. It plays a huge role towards guiding us how to trade NFP or CPI. 2, pending orders. Use your sell limit, buy stop, and sell stop. Those orders will save you a lot from the market trapping you on the wrong side of it and you end up losing your money. So it's better to be safe than sorry. You already know what's going on. Pro gang. I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. You enjoyed it quite well, because you know, man, I actually love, guys, giving you quality content and actually just giving you the pureness of how everything works out and how everything is done in the Forex market. Because I just feel like a lot of people just showing you guys how flashy things could be, but they don't really dig deeper into things that are really important into actually making sure that you succeed. So I hope you enjoyed that and you take these tips, and they're actually going to help you towards approaching fundamentals coming next. So as we know, as I've said, guys, and it seems like core CPI has become the new NFP, because NFP is quite less volatile lately, so I don't really like it like that. So much love, peace, and happiness, guys. You already know what's going on. There's VS, there's VSOP, and there's XO, and I'm the XO Forex, king of price action. Please follow me on Instagram, guys. Here's my Instagram link, or you can click a link on my description. And before I even forget, guys, the competition is still going on. So after this video, click on the video that's going to appear here, of which it will be explaining. It will still the video for you to join the competition in order to win a funded account from me. So without any further waste of time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit that like button, and please subscribe. With any further ado, pro game.